looking to do something great in your life, whatever it might be, big things are typically bigger than any one person's skill set, enthusiasm, and so forth. So this idea of putting together a team and picking your partners becomes a very important part of the equations. And I think one of the questions I get most often asked, Jacob, is how do I find a manager? What do I look for in a manager? You know, where's that person going to fit in the mix? I'm struck by the fact that, A, your manager, Elliott Harrington, you have a picture of Elliott? There he is, who dropped by the office. As I told you the other day, I can sniff a manager mentality in about 2 seconds. They have just a look in their eye. You guys figured out and found a young manager that has grown and pretty much been there with you the whole ride. Talk about Elliott a little bit and talk about how important it is to get somebody outside the music involved to help shape the dream.
I don't think you can say how important that is. Because if you're a good musician, you're not a good manager. It's just a fact. It's two very similar and very opposite skill sets. You both have to be creative. You both have to have a dream. You both have to see your dream through. But managers have to do it with people, and you have to do it with melodies. And the process is different. I was lucky to have Elliott. He saw me play when I was 14 at a school dance at his high school. It was me and Bobby and Bird and Kenny and our buddy Eric. And we played, and he was in the audience. And he came up to one of us and he said, look, I think it was me. And he said, I want you to play a party at my house. And so we went to his house. This guy had lived in his own house in high school. to tell you what kind of manager he is.
Love that.
Yeah, had his own place. We thought that was pretty cool. And went over. He's got this huge party. He's got a go-go band in the barn. He had like a barn and like a lake in his yard. I mean, it was out of control. And go-go is DC music for anybody who doesn't know. But the cops came. I started, you know, reading from the Bible about Babylon and on the mic to the cops. It's what you would imagine a bunch of little Ross Trent guys doing at a barbecue. But yeah, Elliott, he's been managing us since we were teenagers, and I've been, you know, best friends with that guy and with all the guys in SOJA for my whole life. And we don't ever question him. You know, I mean, the guy's a genius. But to answer the question, I really just wanted to tell stories about Elliott. But
go ahead.
To answer the question, how important is it to find a good manager? That's very important. But what you really need to find is someone who's your friend and who inherently wants you to do well. You need to find someone who looks out for you at every turn and really believes in what you're doing. And they can learn all the other stuff. All the getting your foot in the door, how to be a good manager, how to do everything they can learn. But when we built this band, we built it finding good people first. And if they didn't know how to play an instrument, whatever, we'll figure it out. But we didn't want any dickheads around us who were gonna not believe the vision and the dream.
You know what? It's one thing for me to say that to people. You know, it's another thing for the artists out there to hear it too. But the truth is, folks, the most successful bands, the most successful artists, you know, have managed to figure out that piece. And as a manager myself, I can tell you, and I'm sure Elliott would agree, you know, most managers would love to have been the singer in the band if they're being honest, and they couldn't.
It's true.
You know, but when the band fulfills their dream, I can just tell you there's nothing more gratifying than standing at the sound desk or wherever Elliott stands. I sit out safe distance and looking around and seeing a plan come together.